Well, good morning, fellow Zcashers. How's everyone doing? Let's do a video on Zcash, little update on what's going on. So, yeah, I've got it on the 4 hour up on top and the 1 day with the Renko on the bottom. So micro, macro. On the micro, we're seeing an Elliott wave. We're currently in this impulse wave. We're at the top of resistance within a rather large regression trend that we've been in since this first bottom here back in January. Since then, we've had 4 bottoms. So we've drawn out a pretty clear support line down around the $18. Of course, it's gone beneath that, showing signs of weakness here and here, but it's come up pretty faithfully and has maintained its price action within the governance of this trading range, with the resistance line being around $30, $31, $32, basically where we currently sit. Where we're seeing, if you follow Elliott wave theory, we'd be at the 5 right now on this current impulse wave here that we see. Now we could have a truncated 5 wave, which would bring us up to probably $35, kind of like here where this one hit back in March, where it topped out at around 35.4. That would necessitate a truncated 5 wave if we're coming out of this 4 here, which it seems to say that we're doing, and we're due for a correction, which would make sense because we'd be bouncing off the resistance and start the ABC correction. The A would take us down to about $30, and then we have the B, which is a counter rally, and then, the B, and then the C would take us back down, perhaps back down the midpoint around $26. That's if we fail to take the resistance line here. Now on the bottom, it's showing, that's kind of where we are. We're in this expanding wedge here. The thing that I don't like is there's a lot of demand. There's a whole heck of a lot of demand coming in this past, I guess, since really around the 4th of July. We've really had that pump where we've come from the macro resistance of this wedge coming up to, now that would have been here, this area here. It was on the 4th of July. It was around $15. We came up since then with a vengeance, with a bunch of demand, but again, we're approaching this resistance line here on the macro now, and we're still kind of revving here. We still have above average demand volume, but we're not gaining any new ground. So this this kind of foretells perhaps another resistance. That's another failure to rally past resistance, which would make it our let's see, since we bottomed out here, 1, 2, 3, 4, our 4th. And then on the Renko chart here, we see that we've kind of penetrated this strong line here. But like I said, demand isn't really causing it to proceed any further. So that might bring us back down into the wedge. And then if that were to happen, we'd be going back down to retest this 0.5 fib line on the micro, $26. And if we can't hold there, that would be the bounce on the B perhaps. And if we can't hold there, then we're going down to C, and C could take us back down to retest trading range support for the 5th time. That's possible. It's possible. So we're just going to have to see what this does in the next few days. If we get rejected from here, then I would hold off. If you're dollar cost averaging, just hold off and continue maybe to buy more aggressively if we start heading back down towards the 0.5 fib, which is $27, $26 therein. But of course, if you're dollar cost averaging, it doesn't matter if it's going up or down. You're buying regardless. But if you're following these these charts, if you're following the actual price action and the analytics on Zcash, then you'll get more for your buck if you hold out. If we fail here and we get rejected like we did here, even though, see, we penetrated the resistance line there. If we penetrate here, then we would fall back into the governance of this wedge-like structure, and it's an expanding wedge. So I don't see accumulation happening here. I see liquidity being generated by the market makers. So regardless, be that as it may, Zcash is still what I think is the smartest investment right now for those with long-term goals in crypto. Zcash is something that's looking more and more enterprising. And it's been in the news. It's still in the news. Now, Zcash, this is kind of old news, but they've just ramped it back up in the past 4 days. Zcash is investing quite a bit of money, $670 million to develop a new coding language to help with the privacy, to make the privacy more private, I guess. What it really boils down to, are you bullish on privacy? I am totally bullish on future privacy coins. So it's going to be some rough sailing from here till whenever they become mainstream. But I think those with strong enough hands to weather the storm are going to be very happy and lucrative, especially if they buy into these positions now where we are, these complete, just utter basement prices, especially with coins like Zcash. Coins like Solana, rebounded very, very quickly, and it's up around, again, the $200 mark, catching up on lost ground quicker than some of the privacy coins. The privacy coins are lagging, coins like Dash, Monero, Zcash, and others. But slowly but surely, that's because they're in the crosshairs of the SECs, because they pose an immediate threat to the central banking digital currency, to the CBDCs. So yeah, they're active targets for the federal governments. So that's why there's a lot of speculation. There's hyper volatility in them, but nonetheless, they are quietly making inroads as far as like developers. These projects are not dead by any imagination. So why did this just disappear? Bitcoin and Zcash have a lot of similarities. The same max supply, 21 million on both. Let's see, as far as Zcash goes, the Zcash total supply is 16 million 3 right now in circulation. So there's about 4 million 6 left still to be bought up. Before that's it, all Zcash is in circulation. In comparison to Bitcoin, it's also 21 million total supply, max supply. Bitcoin, 19.7 million have been bought up, so that leaves about 1 million 3 still in supply to be bought up. So once those complete market caps have been absorbed, that's it. So I'm thinking maybe 4 to 5 years. By 2030, those who have prudently dollar cost averaged in a coin like Zcash, and I don't think Zcash is going anywhere anytime soon. So at these prices right now, I think you're going to be very, very, I know that this is what I'm doing. I am buying Zcash. I'm dollar cost averaging incrementally in it. And I'm not going to miss the train on this like I did on other coins in the past. So you don't hear a lot about Zcash. It hasn't made the news yet, but my prognostication is in the future, within 2 to 3 years, Zcash is going to be a hot item. And these days where it was at these prices are going to be just kind of dreams, like how we looked at Bitcoin back in 2012, 2013, the prices that Bitcoin was at. I think around 2028, 2027, 2028, we're going to be doing the same thing with with Zcash, especially when there's maybe about 1 million or so coins remaining in supply before the full amount is in circulation. And I think by then it'll be approaching perhaps its old price of five grand or even more. Who knows? But yeah, it's a gamble I'm willing to take. And like I said, it all boils down to, are you bullish on privacy? I am. So here, near protocol rises 33% in a week. Near protocol was another traumatized token. I did a video on it. You could check out zero knowledge coins. Let's see. Zcash. Zcash is still the growth leader. One of the growth leaders. The price of Zcash increased 35.1% during the week and 41.4% over the month. It's still the growth leader among zero knowledge coins. It's privacy coins, and the Grayscale is also looking into a Zcash ETF, exchange traded fund. I believe they're going to get it, just like Ethereum and such. So it's quiet right now. It's pretty much quiet. All this stuff is happening pretty much under the radar. Aficionados in cryptocurrency know about them, but by and large, the media, the public knowledge, public doesn't know anything about it really, unless they look at it. If they get the charts, like they look at a chart like this, like on the macro, it looks horrible. It looks terrifying. Someone in the right mind would be like, why would I invest in that when I can put money in Solana or Ethereum or any of these other ones, Shiba Inu, ones that are more mainstream and in the news. But like Zcash flies under the radar, Zcash, Monero and stuff. But you see that they are there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes. There's a lot of money going into the coding and into ramping up the privacy features on the blockchain. There's 20% allocation for developers to go in and do more work on the Zcash ecosystem. But again, all this is happening underneath the radar. You're not hearing about it. And when we do begin to hear about it, the price is going to be already in pumping. But that's not going to be 3 or 4 years from now, I think. So maybe sooner, but I don't think so. There's less than 5 million left to be bought up. So those could go fast as soon as, Bitcoin will be bought up first, but then like Zcash. Then they're going to be looking at Zcash. What's the next Bitcoin? They're going to look at Zcash. Notice that it's on the same code. It's like the mini-me of Bitcoin, which has the shielding, which could be unshielded so that they could trace the, if they needed to, they could trace any potential criminal activity on it, dark web activity. So it's not completely dark like Monero, so it has that capability. So I think that it's going to be more easily digested by the CBD, by the federal government, especially once the CBDCs come out and become mainstream. People are going to be looking into viable privacy coin options, and I think Zcash is going to be like the main one. So I think one of the smartest things you could do as an investor, this isn't financial advice, this is just what I'm doing, is silently, faithfully, dollar cost averaging, investing in a coin like this, like Zcash. I am a Zcasher. So you think I'm crazy, think I'm lost or foolish. That's okay. Why don't you leave your comments? Why don't you let me know what you think? And let me know what you think about Zcash. Are you into Zcash? I mean, look at this here. Look at this. Yeah, here it is on the... get rid of this. Yeah. Yeah, see, this is a classic... This is classic distribution here. I'm expecting one more big retracement to generate liquidity, drive out the holders, the bag holders here. Even if we go through this wedge, we're going to come back down, I think. I think we're fixing to see a big bleed out, regardless of who gets elected in this presidency, people have to take, I mean, smart money's got to take profit on Bitcoin from this last big bull run that we've had. We haven't taken serious profit yet. I think we're in the 4 wave of a macro on the for Bitcoin as far as Elliott wave goes, and we're due for a 5, perhaps another truncated 5 like here to take it up, and then the big bleed out, terminal shakeout, and then it's a feeding frenzy, and then we're going to see like the big bull market in 2025. But I think we're going back down again for a final shakeout to generate liquidity, and then market makers are going to dig in at that on those levels beneath support, like we see here. So keep watching. I'm going to keep watching, and I'll let you know what I see. If you guys got anything out of this, yeah, I'd appreciate thumbs up. Let me know what you think. Let me know your sentiments on this, and we'll talk about it. And I'll do another video as soon as I see what's going on. If I think there's anything noteworthy to let you guys know, I'll let you know. All right, that's it for me. I'm going to drink more coffee, and I got stuff to do. Have a good day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.